Flu viruses are very clever. They lie dormant for tens of years, sometimes for longer than that. And then they mutate, and then they spread. And as they're spreading, it only takes one generation of the virus to mutate again. Not a generation of people, not 20 years of human life for the virus to mutate, but one generation of the virus viral reproduction for it to mutate. It can change in each generation and take on a new form. And so when the government tells you it has a vaccine, be very, very careful indeed. I have no idea how the government would have a vaccine that would be of any effect on this particular influenza strain. I haven't any idea how they would have had time to develop it. I don't know how in the world they can say that an influenza vaccine that was developed a number of years ago for another strain or strains of the viruses would have any effect whatsoever on this particular virus. I wouldn't take it. I personally would refuse it. And if there was a mandatory vaccine, I would leave the country. I would evade the authorities. I would not take this vaccine under any condition. I'm telling you, it's one man's opinion. I do whatever I had to do to not take the vaccine. I would not let them stick that needle in my arm. That's how much faith I have in Janet Napolitano and the cretins at the CDC. But then again, you'll go ahead, you'll put your arm out, because the people in the media with the nice ties who know how to make ties and lie to you will lie to you again and tell you that it's good for you. Why are they calling this the swine flu if it's not solely from pigs? Did it really come from pigs? The fact is that pigs do spread their own strains or varieties of the flu virus, and every so often people can catch one from a pig, usually after contact with the live animal. Remember, a live animal has bodily fluids, just as a human being does. A live animal has many bodily fluids, just as a human being does. And so if you're working in a third world country, taking care of pigs, or working in a slaughterhouse in a third world country where the standards of sanitation and hygiene are not at the same standards as America, at least as it used to be, there's a high likelihood that as the animal is being tended to or fed or slaughtered, that some of these viroids pass on to a human being who then gets the pig flu, the swine flu, and then as it mutates in with the human influenza virus, which could be lying dormant in the individual who was infected, it spreads. Now, the question is, how did the avian flu wind up in this mix? No one has the answer, which is why I say I'm not ruling out bioterrorism. I don't care what the liars in the government tell you. I told you on Friday to watch out that this was coming out of Mexico. I told you that the liars in the media won't say the M word because they don't want to offend the illegal alien and the lobbies therein. But I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't rule out bioterrorism. Why should I? Weren't we told for years that our dear friends in the Middle East were struggling to create a bioterror weapon? What, suddenly it went away because Obama took his shoes off in a mosque? Suddenly it went away because Obama bowed to a king, the king of Saudi Arabia? I don't think so. So I wouldn't rule it out. I don't think you could ever find out whether it was a bioterror weapon or not. I don't think we would ever be told if it was a bioterror weapon. Because if, God forbid, it was a bioterror weapon and the government found out definitively it had been, you think they're going to tell you that they were unable to stop its introduction to the United States of America because of the open border policy? No. No. Make no mistake about it. The reason that Obama doesn't want you to know that this epidemic is serious and that it came from Mexico is because Obama wants the 25 million illegal aliens, most of whom are from Mexico, made into citizens before the census is conducted. And he's going to use the acorn thugs to help do that. And if Obama shut down the Mexican-American border now to stop the spread of the swine flu pandemic, it would interfere with his legalization of the 25 million illegal aliens in the United States of America. And he could then redistrict the United States, and he could therefore make himself president for life. If you think this is only one man's opinion, you're mistaken. This is dead on. This is the truth. This is the savage nation. I am not constrained by Big Brother. Big Sister does not look over my shoulder, comma, yet, period. There are questions that remain. We are no longer a first world nation. Because of the politicization of the CDC and the entire medical establishment, you are at risk. Now, who is going to stop this from spreading? The Mexican government understands the danger. The Mexican government stopped all public events. The Mexican government closed down the soccer matches and the movie theaters, but not the United States government. Instead, we have a flat-footed idiot named Napolitano who says closing the border is not the answer. Well, let me ask you something. Why is it that the European Union is saying do not travel to Mexico or the United States? Because they understand that your health and their health is at risk. They understand that. Russia has better self-protection than we do. Russia is checking all planes coming in from the Americas. Russia is checking all planes, but not the Obama administration. Why is that? Because you can't stop the flow of illegals if you want to take over the world.